Afternoon and a lovely afternoon to you wherever you're joining us from. My name is Samantha, better known as Sammy, and welcome to Elevate with Sammy. Today we are celebrating International Women's Day, and because of that it is said that this day is there to actually celebrate the achievements of women, and today we're just doing just that. Hey, happy Women's Day!
Yeah. How is your day?
Oh, it is our day.
Very, very good.
I can see that. How are you doing?
I'm doing quite good, at the same time quiet at home because of the things we have going around the world. But we have to still keep the flame going.
How are you coping with this coronavirus?
Yeah, sometimes in life it's like sea, you go up and come down like this. It's like the ocean, it flows. In part of the world, you have people who are dying, who are smiling. So it's like the same thing in China now. You have corona, nobody knows what will happen in the next seconds. So we have this kind of thing. We just need to face in it, fight it like the way of fighting, bat it out, push it and come back to power.
Now, talking of coronavirus, I know you've just released a beautiful song to honor China, to actually encourage the country of China. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, actually the song is a live beating band. It's like, why I make it like a live beating is like to give the power, the support to the Chinese, especially because the sickness was in China, it's now moving around the world. So like the inspiration was given there that you have to give support to the Chinese or anyone in the world that can hear this sound, to know that you should not give up. It's just a matter of time. We are going through it.
Now, moving on, I also know that you are one of the most influential people of African descent. Can you also tell us about that? Class of 2019.
Yes. Before I start, I want to say thank you. Somebody should not forget where I came from. And I will never forget, the roots was from you. And I want to say thanks to God, and second thanks is to you. Because of thinking about me and seeing, because sometimes people feel jealous of people, what they're doing. Right. No matter what, that this is the person should be there. You say no, because I already be there, I will not push this person. But because of the big heart you have, you think that this person is supposed to be there, even though you people don't want to put her, but I will put her, is what you did. And I want to say thank you and bravo and share to you because of that. And I have a very good experience. I want to say thank you to the team and thank you to United Nations for giving us this platform and give the team this platform, and all the people that went there. They are very wonderful people that I learned from, and they too learned from me, because this is like culture exchange, different parts of the world, different African people with different thinkings, different art working. So it's like everybody come together and bring their idea. So when you bring all this idea together, it makes African black people become very, very great things, which I have in United Nations MEPAD meeting. I want to say thank you and thanks to the organizer.
Right, for those of you who don't know what she's talking about, right? MEPAD is most influential people of African descent, and it selects people who are under 40, hundreds of them all over the world. I was in class of 2018, and when they asked us, like, you are based in Asia, you are in China, are there any other influential people that you know? I nominated her and she made it to the list. That's why she's saying thank you to me. But that, moving on, also I know that you've also got the Guinness World Record.
Yeah.
Do you know, I've been trying to get into the Guinness record.
Really?
Yes. By keeping shoes.
Yeah. Just tighten up your shoes. Sure. Yeah. If I can do it, you can do it. He can do it, or she can. We can do it.
Yeah. But what did you do? Like I was saying, for me, I wanted to have, people at my house, they know that I've got so many shoes.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to collect shoes. There was a time that I was saying, yes, I want to be in the Guinness World Record for owning so many pairs of shoes. Yes.
Okay.
So I've been trying to collect shoes, and then when I got to about 300 and something, my young brother said to me, oh no, this is a deep one, you have to stop. so I felt so bad, but I was like, I want to to get into the Guinness World Record, but I was collecting shoes. Like I love shoes. I'm addicted to shoes, so I change shoes. But with you, I know mine was something, just for fun. But I know for you, you got that Guinness World Record for something special that you did.
Yes.
What was it? What did
The
you
first
do?
one was Guinness. The first Guinness was for my country. The first Guinness positive record we ever have in the world for Sierra Leone. I made it.
Right.
2012. The largest people dancing Sampa dance.
Oh.
It's like the culture dance of my country. I was thinking in roots to find a way to bring tourism for my country and to make people to know about Sierra Leone, because people just know about Sierra Leone for war or other things like that. So I just think I have to think positive for my country. So that was the thing, and because of it's a charity way, the Guinness, because Guinness is a brand that they has money and also they need money. But at the same time, if it's a charity, they don't want to money. They want to even support you because they have love. The brand of himself is a love brand, so like they want to do a lot. So that was the first award I made for my country, and the second one was the Ebola time.
Okay.
Yes, the Ebola time was like the largest people in the world contributing 24 hours. So it was not easy, but because of I have the passion and I believe that this I can do it, no matter the background or who I am, I have to fight the way to make it happen. So I met with Tencent, different Red Cross of China, different celebrities, most of the celebrities in China, and WFP World Food Program, and I met the Guinness. So we all sat down and make sure everything went well. It was like 2 records we wanted to go, the 24 hours and the 1 week, but we just did one, which is in 24 hours, the largest donation in 24 hours of the world. So I break that one also. And I want to say thanks to the Tencent and the Chinese government because for them to even allow that to happen, it's not easy. And they allow us to do that, to support Sierra Leone, Liberia and Guinea with a large amount of food with WFP. So it was a very good thing. For the shoes one, I think you can do it, but I will give you an advice as a sister. That's one you have, you have many celebrities. You are a celebrity, one of the celebrities, but you have other celebrities around the world that they've been keeping a lot of shoes, I think. For me, I will not be 300, let me don't like, but I'm around 100 and something, so you're more than me, it's not a competition. But I think you have many other celebrities in America or other parts of the world. All of their life is just shoes.
Yes.
Some are just back.
I know you are a performer, you've done a whole lot, and you've done a song in the opening of the FOCA with the president.
Yeah.
How did they get to call you?
My sister.
Yeah, this is what we want to know. How do people get there? Like, I mean, it's a meeting with presidents from all over the world, and how do they say, there's that person, let her come and perform in our program? How does that work?
So it's like, you should never forget, in Africa we have something like this, especially when it comes to this kind of platform. If you are not president daughter or son or married to president or ministers, you will not have this opportunity to even be around that area. For me, from nothing to standing in front of those people is a blessing from God. First of all, I want to say thanks to my God. And second, I want to say thanks to the Chinese government and the people of China that believe on me. Because with this, you can break China down, you can bring China up at the same time. But they believe on me and called me because why? They check all what I've been doing in China all these past years. China, Africa, in the world. I am not perfect, but I make sure I want to bring love. I want to give back. I was a poor girl. I want to bring back to the world what those people want to give up. They want. So they see something in me and they think this is the right person. Even though I'm telling you, I was having a lot of challenge that, who is this girl? And my country was so small, Sierra Leone, to choose her to be one of the best performer. The best performance in that program. It was just like 6 or 7 performers. But I have the longest performance. You understand? And with all backup dancers are from the government army. Can you imagine? And my background is nothing. I am an orphan. You understand? And I don't have nobody in government back home or neither here, you understand? For me to choose it like that is because of my roots. my humbleness, my love I want to give. I am not perfect, but I try to make sure your pain is my pain. I cannot take your pain 100%, but I can share a little, and I can say, okay, link the other pain to another person. Let's share your pain. So with all that, and they see the hard work and the love I have for China, and they believe this person will free, it can transform our news we want to give, and it can say the truth, and they know I am not scared to say the truth. So they put me there. That was the really thing. It was very hard for me, I'm telling you.
Right, and you've really brought up, she's brought up a very good point, which is why we're also doing this program. That, you know, there's this notion that if someone is successful, it's either related to, or maybe the parents are rich or went to an Ivy League school, or you know somebody, and we always attach to success with knowing someone, such that when people are going through a hard time, it's more like, oh, when you ask them, why are you not doing this? It's like, oh, but my mom is nobody, or my father is nobody, or I don't have this one, I don't have this one. And why we're doing this is we just want to show you that sometimes you don't have to have gone to Harvard, you don't have to have mom and dad who's got money, you don't have to have a sister who's rich. Sometimes it's that will, is your good work that actually then shows people what you're capable of doing. So don't give up on your dream because you don't know anybody. Don't give up on trying to get where you want to be because you were not born from there. She said she's an orphan. I've met a lot of people who say, oh, I'm an orphan, and that's it. That's the end of it. They don't want to work. They actually feel discouraged. They don't feel they deserve to be, you know, special in life because of their background. But what we want to say is no matter who you are or where you're coming from, you can elevate yourself to another level. And that's why we're having her here. Now, looking at also that performances, I know that in China, you were the first foreigner who managed to do the solo performance.
Yes.
First one.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about that?
I always like to say thanks to people who bring me there, and I want to say thanks again to the Chinese company that believe on me, you know, because many people said, how we can do it with... I met a lot of foreigners based in China, because for foreigners that are coming from different countries, they always have the opportunity to perform, like they have their own concert. But artists that based in China, I was the first to have that luck. It's like a blessing and a luck, and I want to say first thanks to God. And the second, I want to say thanks to the Smile company that did it for me. Because I don't believe I will be like my face will be outside on those buses, bus stations, train stations with all my pictures. I was thinking, who is me to have this, you know? But because of, they see the thing I've given, for example, 2008, the earthquake, I was the first foreigner and the first artist to arrive in Sichuan. Right. And I sang for my life. I was the only woman to be with the army. We walk 5 hours. You sign, you live or you die. And the rope is just like a rope way to cross over. I did it. So it's like, they say she's a lady. She can give her life. Even a Chinese cannot do it. She's a black, she's an African, can do it for us. So, you know, she has a lot of things. She showed that we are not just giving Africa or we're taking for, but Africa have something that even us cannot even give ourselves. Right. So some of those things, this company just sit and think about it, and they see the talent and the way I mingle with people, because life is how you make it. How you make it, you will push there. So for me to have the opportunity, and they saw all my album, the effort I'm making, I want to make Africa proud. I want to make them to think not the negative of black people, not the negative of Africa. No, we are African, we can give our life for somebody. Somebody who is standing there, we can stand for them, not just to come and steal your money or to do this. No, we are all strong people. We can make Africa proud. We can make the world stand. So I try to put that image in front of them. Because the image we're giving African people, they are giving out of the world, or what they're saying, black people, is sometimes just bad. And for me, it's not good for me. I feel pain. So I want to stand there as a man in a woman's skin to tell them that no way, I can tell that Africa have a love. Africa have a heart. So I showed that to the people in China, and they said, you know what, we have to make her the first person to make a concert in China. It was nothing. All the ambassadors, many ministers from my country, they all flew to the stadium. And they was all there to support me. And I want to say thanks to all those ambassadors from different countries. They make me feel proud, and my company to know that yes, you give her the opportunity, but we too love her as an African. We love her, and it went well. Vera, everybody sees, and I will never forget. And also Jackie Chan, all of those big stars,
yes,
they send their support.
Yes,
they send their support. They said, we never forget what you did for us in the earthquake. You was there for us, and we know that you don't just came to China to make money and go back. But we know you can even give what, because money, you take money, but life you can't give. I put my life there and said, this is my life, not money. You talk about money, me I don't talk. I put my life.
Volunteered.
Yes.
So there you go. Some of you refuse volunteering when you see opportunities that they're not going to pay me. I'm not doing
I want
it.
Money.
Yes. Everyone wants to do something because to get paid, but sometimes you just have to give your services. You never know where they can get you, and this is what we're learning. So when you see someone needing help, just try and volunteer. Give yourself. Give that service. You never know who's gonna look at you and see the potential that you have. Now, let's talk about something totally different. Miss World. Hey, look at me. I will not even get into Miss World.
Hey, you have it now. You have your own
The plus size Miss World.
Yes. You're beautiful. Everybody, they're beautiful in their own
plus
world.
size Miss World. Here I come.
Yeah.
Now, you were the runner-up of Miss World.
I have two awards. Yes.
2 awards for Miss World 2009.
Yes.
Yes. How did you even get there? You were a model? Did you?
No, but there's a proverb in Chinese say, 好人会好报. 好人会好报. When you're a good person, there must be a blessing one day back to you. Don't think I'm doing this good, it will just go in vain. No, there must be a parcel coming from God. You don't know when, but it will come.
Right.
If you don't come in this world, you'll come back in your next world, which some people don't believe, which I believe, you understand? I don't say about that, some people believe it, but for me, I believe on it, so yeah. So it's like, I believe on it, so I always think that I have to make sure I do something good. When Miss World came, Sierra Leone entered the Miss World 2007. I was in China, and Miss Sierra Leone came here, and she lost her suitcase. So I had the information from the embassy. So the embassy told me, what can we do? She don't have dress, everything. So I flew to my city where I was having my house. So I prepared 2 suitcases with 23 kilo and a sum of $500. And with my picture, I placed it inside the box, and I find a friend to took the things to Saya. So the Miss World organizer, yes. So they went with it, and Miss World opened it, received the parcel, the suitcase and everything. They say from a Sierra Leone. And they opened the suitcase, they saw my pictures, and they said, what? Who can do this? Planned everything to be one of the Miss in the world. I did it with all my brown new thing I bought for myself. I don't even wear them. The girl just took, I said, wear them, when you finish, you give me back. But make sure you make African and Sierra Leone proud.
Right.
So Miss World saw that, and they watched my picture. It's a beautiful girl. Why she don't want to go back home and become one day Miss World for us? And this is the kind of Miss we want to see in the world. Not people who are beauty outside, but they are inside and outside are beauty. So 2008, I have this call from my country, my first lady, that she's coming to China and she wants to talk with me about Miss World, like this, to go back home and stand. I said, okay. So she came, but the time she came, that's we have the earthquake.
Oh yeah.
2008年5月12日，中国汶川发生8.0级大地震。震后的第2天，来自塞拉利昂的玛利亚自带10公斤药品，奔赴地震灾区，成为了第一批进入灾区的国际志愿者。
我很高兴，我不累，我不睡觉，而且我有一技。
在那里，他认识了黄梅花、郭子毅和李桂燕3位女孩，并一直没有停止过对他们的帮助。在汶川地震3周年之际，玛利亚又以45万元的价格卖掉了自己的都江堰日记，所得收入再次捐给了3位女孩，用于她们未来10年的生活和学习。
I met with her. She said, "You disappoint." I said, "Please, mommy, forgive me, because I have to help these people. These people have been helping Africa and my country." So she said, "Okay, if you have time this time, you're already late. Next time, if you," I said, "Okay." Good luck to them. I said, for any support, please call me. I will support the Miss, not like the way I did the last time. So they went. 2009 again, they called me. They said, this time you have to come. No earthquake now. You have to come to Sierra Leone. So I went to Sierra Leone. I met with all the other different. I stand in my area. I won it, and all of them, all the Miss for Sierra Leone arrived. I said, listen, I am not here to take your Miss Sierra Leone. If you are good for Miss Sierra Leone, I am going to give you all what I have because I want you to make Sierra Leone proud and African proud. But if all of you are not good, you are me. I am the one that's good. Please support me. You know those African people now, sorry to say this, I know you don't like it, but I will say it because I'm very good, I will say it. Some people start to abuse me, those girls who will beat you here, who will take my country made them take a lot of things. You know, we African now, we can beat if we want to beat, we can laugh if we want to laugh. So I said, okay. We went for the Miss, I won it. And I came back to China and tried to prepare myself to went for Miss World. So I went for Miss World, they pick us at London. I'll never forget that one. It's sometimes this kind of thing is not good to say. But you want the reality of me, I'm a person, I am very bold. I know sometimes people don't like it, but I have to say it. So like they took us at the airport and the driver that took us took some African and some whites from different countries. So he said, you Africans, we are taking you back to the hotel and we are taking those white guy to BBC for interview in London. I said, why? He said, yes. I said, why are you doing that? He said, yes. I said, okay. I said, but me, I'm not going, I'm going to BBC with you. They said, no, you can't go, you have to go to the hotel. I said, okay. I said, but listen guys, before you go to the BBC or what, I want to say something now in this car. I said, I will set a record here in this Miss World as an African that nobody ever will break that my record. Hey, those girls, they say, please look at this one. She come here, we talk big, these African people, so they put us down. I went to my room. I was there and they went for the interview. I go to the room, I cry. I met with my roommate. I cry. I said, why they treat us like this? They said, no, it's like that. They just call for some certain countries, not all of them they call for. I said, okay. I said, but you know what I'm going to tell you? Watch me. I'm going to settle you a maximum something here they will never forget. And the competition start, bam bam. We start with sports. Sport first, I was third and went for talent. I won it. With Canada and went for fashion. This one is just 5 hours. Like 5. So like I won the one for talent and we went to sports. I was in the 3rd place and we went for fashion. I went to the toilet. They said they cannot even dress all of us. Some of us have to dress ourselves because it's too much at the time. So I went to the toilet and dressed myself. When I came out, I told I said, watch me. So we went back first, 100 and something. I went back because 70 I was on top of 50. We go again back because 30 I was on the top 20. Came back, 10. I was in the top 10. And I went to my roommate, I said, watch me, I'm coming there. He said, you come in there, you should be very happy now because you're in the top 10. You will not win, it's just 5. You already have one for talent. You will not have again. Where Italy, American have, is where you go to have fashion and design. Africa never get that one, they will not give. Even they will give, if they want to give Africa, they will give South Africa. I said, okay, even in South Africa, no problem, it's Africa, no problem. But I'm there now already in the top 10, I'm a winner. I said, I'm going to be there. Yeah. So we went Baba and they called Baba.
Designer award goes to Sierra Leone. She's absolutely overcome with joy. Congratulations. Yes, you deserve it.
They just called the winner again. Wow. The winner for Miss World Fashion. Again is Sierra Leone. I want to run to the toilet again. They just catch me. They said, no, you don't go in here, the winner. I start to cry. Because it's not possible for somebody.
Right.
But I remember when 2008, it was Miss World. Because I have to rescue life, I tone it down. So I just remember that when somebody do something good, when the right time to come, you will get it. And Miss World was like a blessing to me. I want to say thanks to Julia Molly, the organizer, the owner of Miss World, Mama Julia. I know maybe you watch it or not. But I want to say thank you because you give me the opportunity. I was the first foreigner, the first Miss to open the stage of Miss World. She said, I will give you all the opportunity because you are good. She said, sometimes black and white, they fight in the Miss World. When I was there, all of us together, I bring them together. I talk to them in the buses, we mix. So it's like family. It was one of the best Miss World so ever. Julia Molly will never forget. She said, I will never forget you. Even though I will not make you to be the winner, you are not going to win. Because as we all know, sometimes those things we don't know. We leave it to God. You understand? But I'm going to make sure I show you the world to see you. And she do a lot of things which I appreciate her. Sometimes you don't need to win to become first or second. But the name you have is more than the person that came first. And it's what Mama Julia do for me, the honor of Miss World. I want to say thanks to her and to all the organizer, and I want to say big thanks to my God and to the Chinese people that sponsor me in my dress and my little things, because it was not easy for me. I want to say thanks to them. But it was a very good memory I'll never forget. Right. And I still have that award, 2 awards. Talent and fashion, nobody ever won it. Till now. Till now, nobody.
So you set another record?
Yes, but that one, Guinness don't give me record, but I have my record.
You wanted that Guinness
record?
No,
okay. As long as it's up to God. God already recorded it.
So now, listening to that, I would like to think what you're trying to tell us is confidence also plays a big factor in someone doing these things. Because if you don't have confidence, when people are saying you can't do it, you just pull back. And it's like, oh, okay, I can't do it, let me sit down. I really like that. I think I'm also like that.
Yes, you are.
Well, when people try to fight me, that's when I kind of rise, like, okay, now I'm going to show you who I am. And this is exactly what we're trying to say, that sometimes, you know, the world discourages us a lot. The world can judge us maybe just from looking at you like, oh, you think you can do this? Oh, who the hell you think you are? So many people say that, who the hell you think you are when you're trying to do something? But when you know and believe yourself, sometimes you just need that confidence to say, you know what, I'm gonna do it, for you to be able to do that. Now, we've been talking about all these great things that you've been doing, the Chinese people supporting you, this person supporting you, but now I want us to go back to reality. Where did Maria come from? Because now you're telling us you're in China, you went there, you went to London, you met the president, but we want to see that Maria, where did she come from? Because some people say like, oh, she said she met the president, I'll never meet the president, or she met Mama this, where am I gonna see them? Now, please, can you tell our viewers where you came from?